The following is a production of Stevenson Media. What it do, H-Town? I am Nick Stevenson, the president of Houston Sports. He is Ruben Calvillo, Mr. 713. Welcome to episode 33 of the Twin Toros podcast. We're live and in living color on 713 Houston Sports, where we always keep it swarming. Ruben, I woke up this afternoon. I won't say this morning because I was working nights. And there was just this crispness in the air, man. I could hear that NFL Films music playing in the background. We have playoff football in H-Town tomorrow at 3:30 at the crib, man. Can't wait. I'm feeling so hyped about this game. We're going to break everything down. The first thing I want to do is thank all of you guys for continuing to support this show. 33 episodes strong, both here on 713 Houston Sports and on ESPN Houston's YouTube channel. If you're not following either one of those, what are you waiting for? Please go right now, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Don't miss any of Ruben's content. He does daily Houston Texans content, repping H-Town till he drowns, baby. And you can find me on Houston Sports State of the Union podcast. I will leave all of our links in the description of this video that you are watching or the audio that you are listening to. Ruben, let's talk about the matchup, Texans versus Chargers. Listen, man, we both love our Houston Texans, but we understand they are coming into this game as underdogs. And you know what, Ruben? Maybe that's the point where at this point in their growth, maybe that's where they are more comfortable. Because they clearly did not handle being the hunted for the majority of this season. Tell me how you're feeling about going into this game as the underdog, and just let's talk about our feeling in general.
You know, it's like the moments after Rocky 2 where, he beats Apollo Creed, and then he goes on that run where he's in commercials, he is buying anything that's in front of him, and then what happens to him? He gets punched in the mouth against Clubber Lang, and he had to work his way back to becoming the world heavyweight boxing champion. And here's the thing, the Texans got punched in the mouth this season.
Yeah.
But this is an opportunity for them to erase whatever the hell happened in 2024. With these one and done games, you have an opportunity to make history, Nick. And I'm feeling confident. I'm at a 7. I'm at an 8. Hell, I could be at a 9 by the end of this episode. But I am ready. And let me tell you this. I'm starting to find out who I want next to me in the moment of battle. I'm starting to find out who's pussy and who's 10 toes down.
Yeah.
If you are scared, do not come outside. If you think we have no chance on Saturday, turn off this episode. Don't watch the game on Saturday. If you had plans, don't even go to the game. Because it is H-Town till I drown. And with the amount of disrespect that I have been seeing over the past week, I am ready. I am fine with being the underdog. Like you said, there's a reason why we love underdogs, because they do the things that people couldn't have imagined. And here's the thing, dude, underdogs have been here since ancient times. I don't want to get biblical, right? But, the most famous underdog was was David. Who wasn't even a part of the war, who was taking supplies to his brothers, and he heard Goliath walk across the battlefield and say, "Who wants to challenge me?" And David said, "How dare you let this guy come out here and talk trash to you?" What did he say? "You come at me with a sword, a spear, and a javelin, and I come at you with the name of the Lord." I didn't mean to get real biblical right there, man. My
Preach,
my
baby.
is coming back.
I needed to put some organs in the background, bro.
But ladies and gentlemen, I am excited. I am ready. This is playoffs. 18 teams woke up on Monday and planned their vacation, planned their next destination. But we had plans to potentially fight for a Lombardi trophy. We need all hands on deck, man. We need all hands on deck, from the players to the coaching staff to the fans that are not in Texas. We all need to be H-Town till we drown, because in just 24 hours, man, we're going to be at war.
Listen to me, brother. if we have any listeners who got the plug on how to get a hold of anybody in the Texans organization, the McNairs, we need Ruben in the locker room tomorrow. Because that speech, if you didn't get fired up from that speech, then you don't have a pulse. You don't have a spine. I'm telling you right now, I pray, speaking of the Lord, I pray that the Houston Texans come out with a fraction of that energy that you just brought. And I feel you, man. And I'm excited and I'm hyped too. We cannot evade the fact, though, this is going to be a challenge for this team.
Oh, absolutely.
The Los Angeles Chargers are no joke.
No joke.
The thing about the Chargers, we talked about in our last episode how these two teams are very similar, and I do agree with that. I do think they're similarly matched. The Texans had a good showing against the Titans last week, but they struggled for a couple of games. The Chargers have put up 34 points in 3 games straight or more. Now, I want to be fair. 2 of those games were against the Patriots, and the other one was against the Raiders. So let's not act like, all of a sudden they're world beaters. But they're coming into these playoffs with a rhythm. They're feeling good about themselves. This defense against our makeshift offensive line worries me a little bit, brother. I mean, you got Joey Bosa out there. You got Khalil Mack. You got Bud Dupree. This team is, 6th in sacks, and the Houston Texans gave up the second most. So what we're going to have to see, let's just face fact, what we're going to have to see from this Houston Texans team, number one, we've seen them do it. This defense is going to have to dominate. They cannot have mistakes.
They're all healthy.
Yeah, and they're, for the most part, everybody's there. Everybody's there. What I will say, though, is the offense is going to have to play, if not the best game of the season, at minimum one of the best games of the season. If you're going to take step one to what we've been talking about all season long, winning at least 2 playoff games.
No, dude, 100%. This Chargers team is very good, but they're not world beaters like you said, right? However, it sounds like that when you turn on ESPN, when you look at the national media. A bye week is what we were called by Rex Ryan. We were being laughed at on the NFL Network. It's fun right now to talk crap about the Houston Texans. And this is their opportunity, man. And we're looking at the offensive line. We're looking at the offense in general because we have no doubts that this defense is going to step up. This defense has made good quarterbacks look silly. But the question we have been talking about since week 1 all the way to now, week 19 in the playoffs, wild card weekend, can this Houston Texan offense wake up? Can they do enough to win the football game? History has shown us this season that that's not the case. But this is the playoffs. It does mean more. It is one and done.
Yeah.
Can this offense wake up? We don't know. But that is kind of the sliver of hope that we have, because what you saw in the first quarter against Tennessee is what you wanted to see. CJ Stroud not touched. Your main weapons getting targets. Nico Collins, Dawson Schultz, Joe Mixon, punch it in for a touchdown. That's what you wanted to see, and hopefully we get that tomorrow.
Okay, absolutely. Listen, Ruben, if the Chargers are smart, they have a game plan that is take away Nico Collins.
Yep.
Make somebody else beat us.
They don't have the secondary to do that, though.
That's true, but they do have a front seven that can get to the quarterback and cause that quarterback to make mistakes. So what I'm saying, though, is that somebody else at some point is going to have to step up. Who are you looking at?
I mean, it's hard not to go to Robert Woods because we've been talking about John Mechie stepping up, hasn't happened. Xavier Hutchinson stepping up, hasn't happened. It seems like when a big play needs to be made through the air, if it's not Nico or Dawson, it's going to Robert Woods. And if you remember the stat last year, the first month of the season, Robert Woods led the NFL on catches on 3rd down and 4th down. Now, this is an entirely different season, but I am aiming to Robert Woods. I pray to God it's Deontay Johnson.
Hey.
Deontay Johnson, who you claimed off of waivers, had, 4 opportunities to catch a ball against the Tennessee Titans, caught 2 of them, but the 2 that were incomplete, if it was a better throw by the QB, we're talking about a 30-yard gain, and we're talking about a touchdown in the red zone. Either of those 2 happen, we're talking about Deontay Johnson having a great debut against the Tennessee Titans. You want to see him out there on Saturday, his route running, right? You go back to his time with the Pittsburgh Steelers, a 100-catch season, 1,100 yards, 5+ touchdowns. Deontay Johnson has been a very good player in this league. Can he get back to 80% of that? 85, I hope so. And if that does, and you get another weapon at the same time of Nico Collins, then we get to see this offense open up. Then we get to see the potential of it, and we've only seen glimpses of it all year.
Mm-hmm. Ruben, let's face it, man. We're hoping that somebody on this Texans team can catch lightning in a bottle. You mentioned that, Robert Woods was leading on third down last season, and hell, this is a new season. Well, you know what else is a new season? The playoffs. Everybody's 0-0. Everybody has zeros in the stat book right now.
Yep.
Can the Houston Texans perform in the clutch in a way that we haven't seen them perform yet? I think it's possible. Obviously, we're going to be optimistic. We're Houston Texans fans, man. And like you said, if you're not optimistic, if you're not feeling it, then go ahead and just turn the TV off, man. Shut this video off. We don't need any of that energy here. Yeah. But we also acknowledge, this is going to be a difficult game. And here's the thing.
For
all the crap that's being talked about the Texans, Ruben, if they show the same effort they showed against Baltimore, we're going to have to eat that, bro. We're going to have to eat that.
And we're going to have a very difficult conversation of the direction of this franchise. The NFL is year to year. Mm-hmm. However, I think, and I feel like I got some Texans fans upset when I said, if you don't think we're going to win, don't watch, right? Yeah. I'm acknowledging the Chargers are good. Mm-hmm. A damn good defense, a damn good quarterback, and a very good young wide receiver in Ladd McConkey. Mm-hmm. I'm acknowledging that, but I'm just not going to go over there on Saturday and hand you the wild card win.
Yeah, no.
Like, what are we doing here? Like, goes back to what I said earlier in the intro. I'm finding out who I can go to war with. I know that the odds are stacked against me. Mm-hmm. I know my offense hasn't been good all year. I know I can't protect the quarterback, but God damn it, that's not going to stop me from going out there and trying to fix the problem. And the Houston Texans have been trying to fix the problem throughout the entire season. This offensive line the last month has seen many different starting, units, and we get to see game 2 of Laramie Tunsil, Titus Howard, Jared Patterson, Juice Scruggs, Blake Fisher. And I like what we saw the entire game. And I heard people say, oh, well, Tennessee wasn't trying to win. Then why was Jeffrey Simmons out there to the third? Why was Tavondre Sweat out there to the third, as well as Harold Landry? And from what we've seen before from a Houston Texan offensive line, if you just mess up the interior, you could win the game. You can shut us down.
Yeah, for sure.
The offensive line showed you what they needed to, what you needed to see on Sunday against Tennessee. You hope it translates against the Chargers.
Anybody who thinks that any NFL player is getting on the field and not trying to win a football game has lost their mind. The organization is bad, the team is bad, but I guarantee you those players are out there trying. And the Titans, their defense was not their problem all year. Like, they have a pretty decent defense. So, no, I'm with you 100% on all of that. Let's talk about some of these keys to the game, man. We've touched on much of it. I just took some notes here. Obviously, number one was protect CJ.
Yeah.
However, when CJ has time, he has got to be accurate. He's got to hit open guys. How many times this season has one or two plays made the difference when CJ was just a little inaccurate on a play? We need playoff CJ. And you know what? We've seen this team capable of doing it before. Who had the number one scoring defense last season? The Browns.
But they had like the number one defense in like NFL history. They were talking about that defense.
I mean, that defense was really, really good. And the Houston Texans, now we got a couple of turnovers, which that's my other key to this game. You've got to get takeaways. Now, the Texans are really good at doing that. Really, really good at doing that. But the offense is going to have to capitalize on those takeaways. I have no fair-bearing misses, no easy ones. If you miss a 50-plus, I'm not going to be mad at you, but don't miss a 20-yard field goal, bro. Don't be missing extra points. And then run with Joe Mixon, the MVP of this team for the entire season. He's fresh. He ran his couple of yards he needed to get his 1,000 yards, and they sat him. He should be good to go, man. And I think the Houston Texans have a really good chance to win this game. Has your score prediction changed from last week?
I don't think so, but just to give one that we haven't talked about, the defensive line. Will Anderson Jr., Daniil Hunter. Yeah. That is the key to this game for me, is getting to Justin Herbert. His 3 interceptions have come when he is under pressure. I love that Danico Autry is going to be out there, probably our best pass rushing defensive tackle. Yeah. I love that Folo Fatukasi is going to be there on Saturday as well. That's probably your best run stopping defensive tackle. And, when Greg Roman, the offensive coordinator from the Chargers, said, we haven't really seen a lot about the Houston Texans defense, he's kind of right. We haven't seen a linebacker unit of Azeez Al-Shaair and Christian Harris out there at the same time. We haven't seen this Houston Texans starting defense be healthy for one game. And you are still without Jalen Peter. I bet you if Jalen Peter's out there, we're feeling entirely different of this game. But I think the team that has the best defensive line on Saturday is going to get you the dub. And I'm going to just say this. If the Texans walk out of there with the dub on Saturday, the confidence is going to feel like you can beat anyone this postseason. And I'm going to be delusional. Nick's going to be delusional.
Yep.
That's what happens when you get closer and closer to the Lombardi Trophy.
100%.
Like I said earlier, 18 teams had a plan for the offseason. After this weekend, are you going to be one of the few that are left, that can say, hey, I'm just a couple of weeks away from the Super Bowl, baby. Dude, I'm ready.
The first time the Giants beat the Patriots, was anybody predicting them to go to the Super Bowl, much less win it when the playoffs started? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Or their second year either.
I think they were 9-7 both times. So, yeah, this is the time to be delusional, man. Like I said, if you don't have hope that the Texans can win this game, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing, man?
I understand a regular season game.
Go to the movies.
I really do.
Yeah.
But
it's the playoffs. Anything can happen, man.
Like, what's going to happen, right? Like, let's pray we get to the Super Bowl. Are you going to hear Houston Texans fans saying, yeah, we're going to lose this game. Yeah, we're going to lose. No,
absolutely not.
I am going to do everything I can to walk out of NRG with the W on Saturday, and that's going to be the same thing going on the entire postseason. There's no style points when you get to the playoffs. It is as soon as the final whistle's done, you want to make sure you have more points than the opposing team. It doesn't matter if it's by 20. It doesn't matter if it's by 1. And D'Amico Ryans has shown us time and time before he's willing to win by 1.
For sure. I'm glad you bring that up because I did change my score prediction. Last week I said 24-17. I'm going with 21-20 Houston Texans. Winning it on a C.J. Stroud last-minute drive, scoring a touchdown, Kaimi Fairbairn hitting the extra point to win this game by 1 point. I'm not going to predict that, but that's just the scenario I envision in my mind. Of course it would.
I have to march down the field and score, but I got to trust that Kaimi Fairbairn kicks the extra point.
By the skin of their teeth. Ruben, that's how the Texans been operating really for 2 years, damn near now.
Dude,
winning those close games.
I'm going to go 27-21.
Okay. That's good. Listen, man, this is the benefit. All those times we were complaining about all the close games that the Texans were winning.
I'm not going to be saying that.
You cannot look at this team and say it's a bad thing that they know how to win those close games. Because that is going to be extremely valuable come this postseason. And, man, I'm just really looking forward to it, man. I can't wait to watch it. I can't wait to break it down. I can't wait to be back on ESPN YouTube channel next week, hopefully talking about a Houston Texans dub. I'm not even going to put any juju out there, man, that we'll be talking about anything different.
You going to be at the game tomorrow?
I will not be at the game.
I'll be tailgating.
You're going to be at the tailgate?
Yeah, hell yeah. Orange lot, baby.
You know what? The Twin Toros need to roll up.
I'm cool. I mean, I don't know if you work tomorrow. But
no. I'm off tomorrow. The Twin Toros need to pull up to the tailgate together, bro.
We're going to be in the orange lot.
Okay.
Horns Up Tailgaters. Shout out to them.
Okay.
They're right in front of the Astrodome. I mean, they're right in front of it. You can't miss it. We've already met some great people. Next year, me and the fam, we plan to have kind of our own little tailgate setup.
Okay.
So, more on that next year. But, brother,
yeah.
I don't want to talk about next year because we got tomorrow.
Yeah, we got football to watch, baby.
Tomorrow.
Come on, Ruben. I need that one last speech before we end the show. I always count on you to bring the energy, to bring the hype.
20+ years of this franchise existence, we have been laughed at. We have been ridiculed. We have been the butt of all jokes. At one point, this franchise has to say enough. When you go look back at the NFL archives, you'll see no history with the Houston Texans. Ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing that history together, which is why in the hype video you heard Lecrae say that we're making a song and we're making it together. I need everyone on board. I need everyone going in tomorrow thinking they're going to be out there on the field against the Los Angeles Chargers, because you know in spirit that we are. And here's the thing. If it happens, if you walk out of there with the dub, you're going to feel like you could walk in anywhere and walk out with the dub, because you never underestimate the heart of a champion. Shout out to Rudy Rudy T.
Absolutely.
I'm ready, Nick. Like, I'm ready to stop being the butt of the joke. I'm ready to stop being laughed at. I'm ready to be taken, serious. And here's the thing. I know that when we get this dub on Saturday, we're still not going to get it. They're going to talk more about how the Los Angeles Chargers lost that game than the Houston Texans winning it. That's fine. I want my get back next week against Kansas City, because I'm coming. I'm coming, and I'm going to show you that there is a new era, the era of the Houston Texans in this NFL future. Guys, I am excited. I know it feels like the same old Houston Texans. Hell, we've said it on this show. But tomorrow, you go to war, and there's only one team that walks out of NRG the victor. And I know with NRG, I know it's going to be popping, Nick. I know it's going to be loud. I know the cameras are going to be shaking. I know we're going to see Justin Herbert walking up to the offensive line, screaming his lungs out. I can't hear. I can't hear. We are going to win this game tomorrow. We are going to prove the world wrong. CJ Stroud is going to throw for 2 touchdowns, 240 yards. Joe Mixon's going to have 80 yards on the ground, but he's going to have 100 all-purpose. And this defense, with Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr., they're going to be out there looking for Justin Herbert. They're going to be hunting. I have the Houston Texans winning this game tomorrow, Nick, and I have them shocking the NFL world. And that's what I've been wanting to do all year, is just announce myself. Hey, I'm here.
Absolutely. Listen, man, if you do sheetrock, you're probably going to make some money this week, because I know a bunch of people listening to that just ran through a wall for my boy Ruben and for the Houston Texans. Ruben, you remember the press conference when CJ Stroud looked at the camera, he looked at Houston in the eye, and he said, "We want you to feel pride when you wear Houston Texans gear every time we get a win." I hope he remembers that tomorrow, because some Houston Texans pride is going to be on the line because of some of the failed expectations that maybe we all had. That should we have had them? We'll discuss that come the offseason. That's not a topic for right now. But we want to feel that pride in our team. You just talked about it, man. You're tired of being the butt of the joke, man. So I hope CJ and the rest of the Houston Texans remember that when they step on that field. Because win, lose, or draw, as long as they put in effort, as long as they play their hearts out and they leave everything on that field, I think the Houston Texans fans will be happy with the result.
Agree.
And if the better team is not you that day, then you go right back to work and you start working on winning that Lombardi Trophy next season. But like I said, we're talking about this season right now. So guys, thank you so much for your support of this show on Ruben's channel, 713 Houston Sports. Link is in the description. You guys don't forget to go subscribe to that channel. You have the links to Houston Sports State of the Union podcast. That is my channel. I do a weekly show. And then you guys go and subscribe to ESPN Houston's YouTube channel, where we will be next week talking about the Houston Texans moving on to the divisional round of the playoffs, my man. Ruben, thank you so much. Thank all of you so much. In the meantime, I want you to stay 10 toes down for the H. We love you. Good night.